Welcome. Thank you all so much for joining me today. All right. Welcome on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and LinkedIn. We are live. All right. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome and thank you so much for being here. My name's Otis Landerholm. I am the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. And I'm grateful to be here with you. All right, so thank you and welcome to another episode of Deportation Defense Live. We are filming, we are live, it's the 20th of December of 2022. All right, and the week of Christmas is 5 days away. And I hope that you are having a positive holiday season. I hope that this year is treating you right for the holidays. And so here at the Deportation Defense Live, our theme today is the top 5 ways to avoid deportability this holiday season. How to not become deportable this holiday season. And so thanks for tuning in for that, and welcome, and thank you for being here. And as always, as we go through it, hey, send me any questions that you have. I'm here for you, so everybody can be free to ask any question you want, okay? So remember, the Deportation Defense Live is here to train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants who are facing deportation to make the most out of immigration laws, to make the most out of their lives, and to win their cases, all right? So are you facing removal in immigration court? Do you know someone who's facing removal in immigration court? Because if so, you know it is not easy, all right? It is an uphill battle. The laws are against us. And here at Deportation Defense Live, we are here to maximize your chances of winning that case, okay? So today, our theme is the top 5 ways to avoid becoming deportable this holiday season. And, you know, we've got 30 minutes or probably a little bit less today to discuss that topic in English, and then we'll do it in Spanish, and we'll wrap up for today, okay? So, you know, we'll jump right in. And if you have questions as I go, send them over, right? So the basics, all right? What does it mean to be deportable, quote unquote, anyway, all right? Deportable is a term. It's defined in Section 237A of the Immigration Nationality Act, all right? The big things, the big like subsections of the law that make a person deportable include things like immigration violations, crimes, fraud, national security issues, and a slew of other things, unlawful voting, public charge issues, things like that, okay? So, you know, I don't want to delve into the law on deportability. I just want to I want to jump right in and give you like my best advice, my best tips for you this holiday season, okay? Practical tips, okay? 5 ways of avoiding deportability in backwards order, all right? So number 5, right, which is, we'll go from kind of the least to the most in terms of, I don't know, in terms of what I want to say. That's all I'll say about it. Okay, number 5, all right? If you're here on a visa, all right, if you're here on a visa, then don't overstay the visa. Overstaying a visa can make a person deportable. So instead, if you're eligible, either file an extension, or if you're planning on filing asylum, talk with a lawyer first and file for asylum. Or if you're planning on filing for TPS and you're eligible for that, talk to a lawyer first and do that. If you're eligible, you know, rather than overstay a visa and start accruing unlawful presence, talk to a lawyer first and see what options you might have. Okay, that's number 5. Okay, top ways to avoid deportability this Christmas. Number 4, don't commit any crimes. All right, That might be obvious. Don't, you know, you're with a family. Sometimes there's arguments when you get together with family. Don't beat up your brother, you know. Don't beat up anybody in your family. No domestic violence, no drug use, no DUIs, nothing like that. Remember, if you're ever arrested for any reason, you have the right to remain silent. All right? If you're ever arrested by immigration, you have the right to remain silent as to your citizenship. Hey, where are you from? Yeah? Hi, officer. Nice to see you. But respectfully, I'd like to remain silent. Right? Talk to my lawyer. Right? You have the right to say those things. Especially regarding this, watch out for DUIs, especially around New Year's. Okay? I just let everybody know on New Year's, historically, like the police are out and they're vigilant. And they're looking for people who have been driving under the influence of alcohol, and so or marijuana or any drug or any even over-the-counter medication. You're not supposed to drive under the influence of things like that. And so be cautious, all right, and really be aware of your rights, but avoid driving if you've had any alcohol or any substance in you at all. Okay, so that's number 4. Don't commit any crimes. All right? Number 3, to avoid deportability. You ready? You with me here? All right? Number 3, it's Christmas time. Don't help a family member. Don't help somebody you really want to help. Don't help anyone enter the United States without permission. Okay? Don't give that gift as your Christmas gift. ICE calls that alien smuggling, like paying a coyote to smuggle somebody in. Big problem, okay? It causes a huge problem for your immigration case. Don't do that, all right? Please don't do that. That would be bad, all right? Thing number 2, we're doing great, all right? We're doing great. Top 5 ways to avoid deportability. If you're just tuning in, I'm Otis Landerholm. Landerholm Immigration A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Top 5 ways to avoid deportability this Christmas. Item number 2, all right? Don't falsely claim to be a United States citizen, okay? Maybe you've got a new job opportunity. Maybe that new job opportunity is requiring you to be a United States citizen, or at least requiring you to show your immigration status. It is better, listen to me, for your immigration case, it is better to lie to your job to say you have a green card than it is to lie to your job to say you're a U.S. citizen. Should I say that again? This is crazy. It is better to lie to an employer and say, I'm here lawfully in the United States as a green card holder, than it is to lie to an employer and say you're a U.S. citizen and lawfully allowed to work. False claims to U.S. citizenship are unwaivable in immigration law, right? And other types of misrepresentation, in some instances, can be waived. So item number 2 is do not falsely claim to be a U.S. citizen. All right? And we're right down to the end. We're doing great, everybody. We're doing great. And I might give you a bonus just for fun, because, hey, it's Christmas. Item number 1, all right, of the top 5 ways to avoid deportability, and we've seen this, all right? Please don't get married just for immigration purposes. Maybe it's Christmas. Maybe you go to that get-together. Maybe somebody is in the giving spirit. They want to help you out. All right? And so they're like, sure, I'll marry you. Let's fix your immigration status. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't rush it. Instead, cultivate a relationship. All right? It's good to fall in love, but don't get married just for immigration purposes. Marry for love, not for papers. Okay? That's my item number 1. Okay? And now I said it. I'm going to give you a bonus. The bonus is not about deportability, which is one section of immigration law. The bonus is about inadmissibility. All right? So the bonus is, and this is the best advice I can possibly give to everybody who's an immigrant in the United States, do not leave the United States without speaking to your immigration lawyer first. Okay? Like if you have unlawful presence in the U.S. and then you leave, you can trigger a bar, an inadmissibility bar for either 3 or 10 years. Okay? The consequences are enormous. And then re-entry after that can trigger a permanent bar. It's a disaster for your immigration future. And so, the bonus is don't leave the U.S. without speaking to your immigration lawyer. Don't go visit family members, friends, home country, hometown, if it would cause serious immigration consequences for the future. At least you got to know what the consequences would be, right? So that you make a fully understanding, clear decision about what you're going to do and what the consequences would be of that action. So there you go. Those are my top five ways to avoid deportability this holiday season. I hope it was useful. I hope it was helpful. Now I'm going to get into some of your questions. I have received a couple questions. And if you're here with me, I really appreciate you being here with me. And if you have a question, hey, send it over. So that's what this is all about. So Alec B, thank you for being here. I really appreciate your asking this. You say that my friend received Form I-220 along with an NTA. All right, so he was given a notice to appear in immigration court, all right, along with an order of release on own recognizance. So the great thing about being released on his own recognizance is he isn't going to be detained during the process, all right? And so that's a good thing, all right? Some immigrants, they're detained by ICE, and they have to be detained during the life of their case. And so, Alec B., your friend is in a better situation than many, all right? And you didn't have to pay a bond, it looks like. He was just released on his own recognizance, we call that. But he does have to check in with ICE, right? It's typical that they require him to do check-ins. And you ask, is it still possible to file the I-589 right away, right after the NTA? Does he have to wait 6 months? All right. So, yes, it is possible to file the NTA right away. The I-589 right away. He can do it before the NTA is filed with the court, and sometimes there's strategies to do that, and sometimes that's recommendable. Or he can wait until the NTA is actually filed with the court and he's given his first master calendar hearing in immigration court, and then prepare that I-589 to file then. The question really is, when did your friend last enter the United States? Because you got to file the I-589 within 1 year of your friend's last entry. And if your friend recently arrived, then okay, yeah, that might be the situation here. It's a common set of facts that you've given for people that have recently arrived to the U.S. But he's going to be prepared. He needs to be prepared to fight that deportation case. All right, and so this is the type of case my office handles these types of cases all the time, right? And so, we'd love to help you. We'd love to look at that asylum case and see how we can help you, if that makes sense for you. Your friend is going to need a lawyer to help navigate this process, all right? There's no way around it. He's going to be in front of a judge. So, entered on the 29th of November. Okay, Alec B., I see that. And so, at the very, very latest, he's got to file on the 28th of November of next year. But the best advice would be to file that I-589 as soon as possible so that your friend can get a work permit. And he can be eligible to apply for a work permit after 150 days of filing with when it's pending. Alec B, please have, send him to our office. We'd love to help him with that. All right, we would love it. So thank you, really. I appreciate your asking those questions. All right, then the next question I see comes from Juan. Juan, thank you for asking. So you say, hello, lawyer. I have a final order of removal from 2005, married, filed an I-130. It was approved in 2016. I never left the United States. Do I need to reopen my case? Should I do an I-212 and an I-601A? Okay, big question for you, Juan. How did you enter the United States? All right, you don't necessarily, if you don't feel comfortable saying or describing, you don't have to say it here on the internet, but maybe call my office. That's an important detail to your type of case, because if the way it works is if you entered lawfully, like with some kind of a visa or with some kind of a, and Alec B, thank you. All right, I appreciate your asking that. I see you're saying, yeah. Anyway, great. I really appreciate it. So Juan, the reason it matters for you is if you entered the United States with a visa or with some type of parole document or with if your most recent entry was a lawful admission to the United States, then you can do the I-212 waiver as one option, and then an adjustment of status case with an I-601 if you need one. Right? If you needed an I-601, for example, to waive any type of fraud or something like that. But you would not need an I-601A, right, if you entered lawfully. You can adjust your status. The I-601A is only used in consular cases if you're going to leave the United States to finalize your case overseas. And so, basically, do you need to your question is, do I need to reopen my case, or should I do the I-212 and the I-601A? Well, the correct answer is you could technically do it either way. You could reopen the deportation order first, all right, if there's an argument for reopening, if the government would join or accept that motion to reopen. Motions to reopen are not easy, okay? So you could, look into whether or not you're eligible for a motion to reopen. That's a good thing to do, all right? If you're eligible to reopen, your removal order was from 2005. It's not easy to win a motion to reopen where the order of removal was that long ago, okay? Not easy at all. And so you might not be eligible for a motion to reopen, and if you're not, then the proper way to do it would be to do an I-212 followed by an I-601A, okay? Followed by a consular process, unless you entered lawfully, and then you have a different strategy, all right? If you entered lawfully, then one, it might increase your likelihood of being approved for a motion to reopen. For example, now if you're married to a U.S. citizen. There's lots of things. We got to get to the bottom of this. Juan, thank you for asking that question. The best way to answer that is really give my office a call. Let's have you go through our consultation process and get to the bottom of your facts so that we can advise you on what the best strategy is, okay? Because there's multiple ways to help you navigate this. Okay? Awesome. It looks like those are the only questions that I've received today, which is fine. We're coming up on 10:30 anyway, so maybe I should wrap up anyway. Ephraim, I see you here on Instagram. Z, hello. Jenny Fell, hello. Jesus Alberto, hello. Isbelis, hello. My friends here on Instagram, I see you here right here on my phone. Alec B, thank you so much for asking all your questions. I really appreciate it. Juan, thank you for asking your question. I really appreciate it. Everybody, hey, thank you all so much for being here. I'm grateful to have you. If this was useful, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel. in YouTube and hit that notifications bell. Juan, I see you there. Thank you so much. Please feel free to reach out. I'd love to look at your situation in much more detail, Juan. Around the holidays, I'll just tell you real quick, I've had clients who were arrested on Christmas and also on New Year's, right? I've had clients that were stuck in the airport trying to enter the U.S. on Christmas seeking asylum, all right? That's not fun, all right? I've had clients detained at the border on Christmas. And yes, I have had clients get married, I don't think on Christmas because the county was closed, but like the day after Christmas, all right? And so, anyway, what's the point? Hey, if you need help this holiday season, we're here to help, all right? Different people in my office are out on vacation at different times and stuff like that, but our office is open and we are accepting consults even through the holiday season. We'd love to help if you have an immigration case or if you have questions about your situation, okay? So please give us a call. We're here to help, and we would love to help you. That's it. Thank you all so much for being here. Happy holidays. Be well, all right? And we'll see you next time. We'll see you next time on Deportation Defense Live. Take care, everybody. Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.